If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. That's right. That's my dedication to Stephen Mark Ryan. He's a YouTuber. He's a human being. He's an Australian guy who does a lot of stock research and puts out some really interesting videos on a channel that I think he said is only like a year old, and he's got, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. He's crushing life. I watched one of his videos recently, and he was talking about Nikola. We're going to start at the bottom. We're going to bottom feed early here this morning at, it's not this morning, it's after market close on the 23rd of November. It's Monday. And I wanted to discuss something because it's important and it's a way to make money. I mean, a lot of people that want to use the stock market to make money, which I guess it should be used to do, right? Why shouldn't we all just partake in the accrued value of humanity that we create in the stock market by putting money and effort into companies and times? Dunkin' Donuts coffee is good. The Beyond Sausage sandwich that they have doesn't have any meat in it, and you now have an option of getting it there, along with almost every other place that's got a non-meat option. Not for people who only want meat, but just for people who maybe don't want meat one day. Point is, anyway, they're also in a lot of locations. There's a reason why they're doing well. However, I think they're a little overpriced right now. But I want to talk about Nikola for a second because it's more important. As the trends and stuff want to update because we're doing a lot on this computer right now. But Nikola has just accrued a lot, has gone up, has jumped from around 20. Just like, look at this, $3 today, right? And I'm a fanboy or whatever of Tesla. I love Tesla. I love their company and their stock because they already have the product and they're making it better. They already own electric cars and are making them the best cars in the world, which they basically are. It's a debatable topic, but not really. In terms of like being the safest, being the fastest from zero to infinity, whatever it is, they're the best. Here's a company that named their company the first name of what that is. Nikola Tesla was the guy. He's like the Thomas Edison, but better, from like Slovakia, Croatia, or something. And he was a genius and really came up with a lot of the harnessing of electricity and communication stuff. People stole from him. I wish that they should not be called Nikola. They should be called Marconi. They should be called Enrico. Should be the name of them. Marconi was the guy who got a patent that Tesla really invented, and Marconi just took the stuff and threw it together in a box and called it his. Basically infringed upon what Tesla did, which is fine. I mean, everyone got some radios, but they should be called Marconi and not anything related to Tesla, because this company is all show and no substance. They're like the Trump of companies. They have absolutely nothing behind them. Like they are all just spray tan and fake hair. Like the semi truck that they were advertising didn't even run. They ran it down a hill. That's not even debatable. Like they tacitly admitted it in a responsive press release. They weren't like, no, we didn't not have a running. First of all, if you had a running truck and a combustion engines with hydrogen that worked properly, we would have seen it already, because you'd be touting it. The truth is they don't. They're Marconis. They're not Teslas. And they ended up getting rid of the CEO, or the CEO had to resign, Trevor Milton, for basically being full of BS. Now, what do they have? Why are they here? Why do they have a market cap of $11 billion? That's billion with a freaking B. This is in millions, so it's $11 billion, supposedly. What is worth $11 billion? The answer is it was a guy pretending to have something and fooling people, because some people that never understand the technical specifics of hydrogen and electric and battery and how complicated it is, and there's a reason why we don't already all drive electric cars, and it was because burning oil was easier, and oil is around, and oil creates business. So it does get you further, right? Your batteries have to be so complicated. Elon Musk had to redesign the freaking battery to change the way it's manufactured and also the way that it like transmits electrons more efficiently. This is genius level stuff that they're doing. And they're putting it into their cars. They are the reason why they're up. And I told them buy them under 500. Boom. Well, you lost your chance. They're now like 520, and they're just going to keep going because they got added onto the S&P. So your chances to buy Tesla, I mean, still buy them, but they're just going to keep going up. Now, what about this situation? Why is this going up 11%? Why is Nikola beating Tesla today? Wait a minute, Ken, you just told me Tesla's awesome. Why is Nikola doing better? I'll tell you why. Nikola's doing better because there are a lot of people invested in Nikola's forecasted success. There are a lot of people that made decisions with Nikola, like General Motors, like made a deal with them or are in the process of finalizing a big deal with them. They were going to be a partner. They were going to be the Tesla that works with the old automakers. That was the whole point, right? So there's a lot of people invested in this idea. And there are a lot of people that are in it for the stock to make money, because the stock market is the reason why it fluctuates so well is because there's a lot of people taking profits and buying, trying to invest all at the same time. So what's going on here is the people that are invested in Nikola are trying to pump them up. They're trying to prop them up. In substance, the company has essentially nothing. As a matter of fact, I've never even heard of a company having less when it comes to intellectual property. And the first thing they did was steal Tesla, because they said Tesla stole their truck design when they hadn't even built a functioning truck yet. Oh, please. Oh, please, right? So what is happening here, and what the information that Stephen Marconi, the person I talked about in the beginning of this video, did a whole video. He was so lit up and upset about it. And I kind of knew where he was going from the very beginning, because I've heard this before from, I think, Tom Nash. Tom Nash, I give you the bottom line. Another one of these YouTuber guys that does great work and research. Tom Nash, I believe I heard this on, and it's true, which is there's an insider trading hold period, clause period, that when you're involved in a company going public and you're a founder and you've got some investment that's pre when the company went public, or you're an insider and you work in a high position in the company. There's a lot of different reasons. When you get tranches of stock, you're not allowed to all just turn around and sell them the next day. There's exclusionary provisions on how long you have to hold them for, or also sometimes in Tesla's case with Elon's deal, his stock had to reach a certain price for him to trigger a crazy bonus, which it did. It just keeps going up because he's awesome and they are awesome and they have solar and they have batteries and everyone's just going to be doing battery stuff and solar and we're all going to stop using oil. And so Nikola was trying to partner on that, be like, oh, we're going to do hydrogen. We're going to take hydrogen. We're going to put hydrogen in condensed spaces, and we're going to run these longer distances because it's better than electricity, because you can refill with hydrogen, and we can have a whole hydrogen network, and hydrogen could be the new oil, and we could be doing that. And sounds great. Got a lot of people to invest. Do you know why it's a terrible idea and not going to work? I'll give you a bunch of reasons why it's not going to work. First of all, hydrogen is explosive as I'm going to curse. It's explosive as shit. Hydrogen blows the F up all the time. You want to be driving around a vehicle that's got an exploding bomb underneath your foot? Do you ever think about that? That we don't have a lot of experience of them like totaling these hydrogen cars that they were driving around Norway, where they're running them. You know, everyone's oh, here in Norway we drive our hydrogen car. We have hydrogen network. You know what? Norway turned it into electric network. I think they might still have the functioning whatever, but they might have turned it off. And it's not because the cars are going to explode, even though they might, because hydrogen will blow the F up. But not just that reason. It's also because creating the hydrogen out of water. You're like, hey, we got water everywhere. Let's do some hydrolysis and turn that stuff into hydrogen and condense it up and pack it up and boom, we're good. We got a little portable gas tank of hydrogen. Sounds great, except for the fact that all the energy it takes to turn the water or the air or whatever you're going to turn into just raw hydrogen and then seal it up and pressurize it in a tank of some sort is a whole lot more than the electricity generated just to charge a battery in one of your Teslas. It's like 3 times as labor intensive, not to mention all the other things. For what reason? What reason would you use this hydrogen? To be able to fill something up so that you can get extended range? Well, in that case, you'd still just use oil, because a lot of people are still going to be driving their oil cars for another generation, unfortunately. Like, think about it. You're going to have a old like antique license to be able to drive a car that burns gas, probably starting in like 2030. And that will be good for all of us. The air will be cleaner and our cars will be awesomer. But it's going to be more than a cash for clunkers type thing they're going to have to do, because the whole economy is changing. So, all right, let me get back to the point of people who want to make money, because I have great advice, and Stephen Mark Ryan wouldn't explicitly agree because you're not supposed to give stock advice on YouTube videos, but I'm going to give stock advice because I know criminals and I know people that only care about the money and don't care about the substance. And they're the kind of people that got into this situation. Trevor Milton's gone, but he's still got some stocks probably. and he's getting investigated. Um, there are other executives here. There must have been people that were okay with rolling a truck down a hill. They were okay with that for a long period of time. They were okay with saying things were functioning when they weren't functioning. You can't have Jay Leno, for example, come to Nikola and drive their truck around because they don't have one. Jay Leno drives a Tesla Cybertruck, which is not a production-ready vehicle yet, but there was a prototype that runs like a truck, and Elon drove it through his tunnel that he built in town. You don't see that going on at Nikola. Nikola has nothing. So why are they going up? Why are they going up? Because of the people that are invested in their success. Well, the emperor has no clothes here. Not only does it have no clothes here, but also the emperor is getting naked in the beginning of December. And what I mean by that is all these options, restriction periods, not all of them, but a lot of them, for many executives and insiders, they free up around December 1st, 2nd, or 3rd or something, the first couple weeks of December. So those people are going to sell the living crap out of this company because they're bad people. I shouldn't say they're bad people. They're people that only care about making their own, making their bank, making their money, and they could give two rats butts about whether or not Nikola succeeds as a company because Nikola doesn't have anything. That's the thing. It's one thing if they like had some crazy hydrogen network that they had built that was innovative or something. But if they've just got anyone can, your fourth grader can do electrolysis and to boil some water and like distill some hydrogen out of it. Like that's not complicated, right? They don't have a damn thing. So why are they worth $11 billion? Because people with money and old money and inflated money think that they're supposed to be good, but they have nothing. So unless they hire people from Tesla to work at their company, they're always going to have nothing. So you should short the living daylights out of them. You should buy a short-term option that expires in January, like a put option at $20. You know how cheap that's going to be right now? Let me show you how to make money with no money. Let me show you how to make money with $100. Let me see if I can show you how to do that. If you had $100, here's what you should do. I am giving explicit advice. Watch the lawsuits come. All right, I'm giving explicit advice to say, go in, learn how to trade options, which is a whole nother video. But puts mean that you're betting that the stock's going to go down. Betting, I know. How about January 15th, 2021? Okay, that is a little under 2 months away. By the middle of January, a $20 put is about $190 right now. $180. It's a little more than $100. Sorry, it's $180. That'll drop if they go up more. That's the other thing. If they continue to get pumped up here at the end of the month, which they might, that'll drop. So that might be $100. As a matter of fact, if you bought one for the end of the year at December 31st, if you buy a $20 put option for Nikola, NKLA, yep, and I'm looking at a different thing here. Hold on. I'm looking at all puts and viewing the chain. Can I not even buy a $20 put? No way. That can't be true. No, not. Hold on. Wait a minute. The answer is, okay, the answer is about, that one you can get for like $150 right now. And for $100, it would bring you all the way down to probably an $18.50 put. And what that means is, I can tell you if this chart would run, which it won't because of all the other recording going on the computer right now. But if I what's going to happen to this stock is all these people that had stock in their company are going to sell right around the beginning of December. So the entire month of December, the stock is going to drop dramatically, try to get pumped up briefly, and then continue to drop dramatically. It will, I'm not going to say definitely because of course I don't know. It will likely go below 20 again in December. Simply because it just jumped up $3 today for no reason. It's not like they all of a sudden got smart. It's not like all of a sudden hydrogen works. Or hydrogen is better than electric. It's not like all of a sudden they have a truck. It's not like all of a sudden they have their Raptor or their pickup truck or anything that they promised that they don't have. Anybody can tell stories, but this guy delivers. Elon delivers. Anyway, they're going to drop below $20 within the next month. So if you buy a $20 put right now for $150 or whatever, As soon as they fall off the wagon when all those people sell at the beginning of December, even the influencers that are trying to hold on and pump them up because they still have potential deals with them will realize that everybody and their grandmother got out and sold everything, and they're awful people. They really are. Like given that they are under investigation and their CEO quit and they haven't shown a product yet, for you to turn around and sell all your stock immediately the day that you can, which I'm sure they're going to do, because why wouldn't they? Those are the kind of people that work there. Then doing that means that they're giving up on the company, right? And so that's what's going to happen to them. It's unavoidable because those people are greedy, and they know that there's no reason. Why would you stick around and cheerlead for this crap company, right? It's not like all of a sudden they have something. So it's very interesting because it's easy money. Any put you buy on them sitting at $30 a share, this is hilarious. Do you know how much less than 11 billion they're worth? Um, Under investigation. I don't know if they've financially stolen any money from anybody other than doing what the spirit of the investment thing is, which is lying about your product, which they clearly had to have done. I mean, I can say that legally. They've lied about what the product can do because Trevor Milton has said in videos that they had the functioning prototype and they don't. So I mean, they don't. They keep saying they have it. And they never show it, so they don't have it. Anyway, all right, that's my stock advice for the day. Shout out to Stephen Mark Ryan. Shout out to Tom Nash. This is Tom Nash. Tom Nash is from Russia. Tom Nash is a good guy, and I would say go watch both their stuff and short the living daylights out of this company short term because you can't not. And I'm talking about throwing $150 down. You'll double it or more in the next month. It's not a promise. It's just what I think is going to happen. So anyway, good luck, everybody.